it's Adele from Let's Get Inky, and I thought today I would do something a bit different and give you a tour of my mixed media cart, because a lot of people have asked how I store my stuff, and this Raskog has just made me want to do more and more mixed media because it's so easy to get to everything and to know what I've got without buying doubles of things and then just not being able to do as much work as I want to do. So, enjoy. Alrighty, this is my mixed media cart, and it usually lives over there, but it's a bit dark and shady in the corner that it lives in, so I've pulled it out here next to our vintage bar cart. Isn't it pretty as well? I do have a thing for carts and trolleys. If you don't know me, I do love my Raskog very much. I have 3 of them, but this is my favourite. So, let's take a closer look. Alrighty, so this is the top shelf, obviously, Adele, and it has my most used items, I would say, on it. So on the side here, I keep my watercolour pencils, and usually my watercolour, my cheapy set goes in there, but it's being used at the moment, so that's gone. And then I keep some spare stamping blocks as well. In this little container, which I just picked up from my local $2 shop, I have all of my spray mists, and I'm going to go through, and I've seen people spray little stickers and stick them on the top here so that they can look at it easily and find them. I'm going to do that. It's on my to-do list. In the front here, I keep my favourite art journal stamps. I have only 4. Whoop. Maybe there's only 3. No, 4. And these I would use one of these on probably 90% of my layouts, and I don't even mount them to an acrylic block. They're just on the plastic they came in, and I just stamp them on the background to create some extra texture. My favourite is this script font one. So that's something that has become a must-have item for me, to have them on hand without having to search through all of my stamps. I can just grab them right at the front here, and it's all good. I also have my most used acrylic block in the front here too. Then we go across, and here are my ink pads. So these are the only ones that I've got. I've got blue, pink, yellow and black, and a navy as well. Then in this little really cute glass babushka little jar, I keep my paintbrushes. There's a few missing. In this other babushka jar, I keep my palette knives and my bladey thing. Then in this, I actually put black pen ink, and I've been using it in my fine line bottle to do some background things, and I've been having fun with that. So I put that up here because I don't trust it. I don't trust it to not fall over and put ink everywhere. In the front here, I have my distress inks, and the ink dauber things fit perfectly in the bottom of them, so I don't have too many of them. Then in this container, these are my paint markers and my spray misters. I have a couple of little journals here which really don't need to be here, they're just there because I put them there, and some watercolour paper as well. Now this has been something that has changed the way I use my stencils. I just grabbed a display folder, and I've kind of loosely categorised them. So I would use my heart ones the most, so I've put them at the front, and then I've got some words, flowers, triangles, circles, and I've just put all of the ones that can fit in here. Then any larger ones go at the back, and I can just flick through them, and there's a nice stiff piece of cardboard from some packaging that helps them stay upright. So that is level 1. Let's move on to level 2. Okay, so level 2 also has some must-have items, but you know, everyone can't be on the top shelf. Sorry guys. This usually, whenever I do mixed media, I just pull this out and put it straight onto my desk. Now the reason why it was on the bottom shelf and it got moved is because I found out the bunnies freaking love paper towel, and I have 2 pet house bunnies that have free range of the house, and they're usually pretty good unless it comes to my paper items. So they love paper towel, so that just goes in here, but I always pull it out first so it doesn't matter. Then I've got some baking paper. I use this to put between my art journal pages to help them from sticking when I'm being impatient and not letting them dry as quickly as they should. Then my two favourite mediums that I use matte gel medium to stick a lot of my things down, and modelling paste as well. Then I've got some gesso, some clear gesso, some glue sticks in a little tin. I've got my, I've got my alphabet stamp, so they're just a whole heap of alphabets. I got it from Studio Calico ages ago. I'm sure you could probably find another brand that does them. And a little box of confetti, because I like using confetti. Then in this little tub, this has my favourite paints and ink daubers. So I have some of the Distress paints, Distress Stain, some of the Dina Wakley Heavy Body Acrylic. I've also just got some normal acrylic paint from the newsagents as well. So just a whole range of different paints and things, and I've put them in this container to keep them kind of together, and then my black ink just goes to the side here. Then my new favourite addition is this, which is just 2 garden hooks from Kmart and a little IKEA plastic tray. I keep my favourite Tim Holtz tissue paper in this one, and it fits perfectly because the rabbits also would love to have a meal of this. I keep my baby wipes here because I can't do messy mixed media without them. I buy the bulk pack, and I just get them from Coles, and they work out about $2, I think even less than that a packet, and they're brilliant for cleaning. Then I have all of my Dylusions paints in this little container, as well as my Inca Gold, where is it, which I love using as well. So this just makes it so, at first they were in here with all of this stuff and it was just getting too big and bulky and things were slipping. So now they've got their own container and I use them more often than these, so it's much easier to get to them. So let's go to shelf number 3 now. I just realised I forgot to add in the side here, I have my jelly plate that I use, that I only just got, and if you've got any tips for jelly plate or videos that you've done, I'd love to see them in the comment section below. And my wax soluble crayons that I use all the time on my layouts too. Down here, this is kind of the stuff that I don't use pretty much. I use it occasionally, but it's not a must-have item. So I've got my gelatos in a little plastic container here. I was using them all the time, and then I got some mists and some paints and things, and now they've kind of taken a back seat. I'll probably go into another gelato phase very soon. In here I've got some extra paints. There's some more ink, there's some oil-based paint markers that I use on porcelain. There's some of the stinkiest but lovely gold paint that I've ever seen, and some extra daubers and nail polish and sequins, just some miscellaneous items really. At the back there's some El Crapo acrylic paint that I got from $2 shop that I use if I know that I'm going to be covering it up with a lot of layers, just to use it up. I've got an apron in the front here which I always forget to wear, and I actually keep these somewhere else, but I do all of my mixing in these plastic packaging that you get in scrapbooking ephemera. So I always just keep them. I use them a couple of times. Depends how lazy I am. If I use them and I really don't feel like wiping it out, then I just throw it. But if I usually probably get about, 6 different sessions of mixed mediaing out of it, and then I throw them away because they'd be thrown away anyway. So that's a little tip. Instead of having a paint palette, I just use those. I've got some more gesso and gloss medium down here. Then around the back, I have all my embossing stuff in a plastic bag. So embossing powder, Versamark, and my powder tool. I have my fuse tool in the back here too, and to use my fuse tool, I just use a cooking mat thing. It's like the bottom of a cake pan that I threw out, and because the actual pan broke and cracked, but the bottom bit was still okay. And if you don't know what a fuse tool is, it's used to fuse bits of plastic together, and it's I used it in scrapbooking a lot to make little like plastic shaker pockets with sequins, and yeah, that's generally what I use it for. But I keep it on this trolley just because that way I know where it is and it doesn't get lost in all my scrapbooking stuff. And then this little container just has some hearts that I've punched in it. Sometimes I use them for layering, or if I want to create a bit of texture in the background, I can use them too. Wow! And this modelling paste just wanted me to tell you about it as well. So that is my mixed media cart. On the side here, I just have some blackboard signs for my scrapbooking videos that I do. And yeah, that's it. I really love how it works, and I've actually put this next to the couch so that if I'm feeling lazy and want to do something creative, but I don't want to actually sit at my desk, I can just roll this over, and it's really handy. Thanks for watching, guys, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And if you'd like to see any other storage crafty things around my house, I am going to have an updated craft room tour over on my other channel, Inky Quill, because I do have a lot of scrapbooking things, and that's my scrapbooking channel, so I'm going to pop it over there. But I hope to have given you some tips or tricks to store some of those more difficult items like stencils and things. And if you've got a video on how you store your stuff, I'd love to see it. So please leave me a link in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Whoa.